We had granite that we had put in about 16, 17 years ago. It was just very dated, it was dark, very out of style, and so you know, there was a lot of new types of material for countertops that's come out and really being used these days, and it's worth looking into that. When we came to Upstate, we were really impressed with the sales, the displays, and then also going out and looking at the slabs and so forth. So felt like we were looking at state-of-the-art stuff as far as the stone that's available, man-made and natural stone too. Our friend had done some design work, so we knew we could trust her recommendations to go take a look at Upstate, and that's just the first place we went, and sometimes you get the best on the first, and so we decided never to go look at anything else, because we walked through the process. That was clearly a process. It wasn't something that was kind of ad lib, and we got the information that we needed, so here we are. The whole process began, really with the lead person. I'm not sure whether that was sales or design, but anyway, then the next step was to make a stone selection, which was extremely beneficial. There's a lot of samples and slabs on display. They were actually kind enough to let us borrow a couple of samples and bring them down and just compare them so that we could kind of see what we were really after. Then there's a lot of slabs, like I say, right there at the Easley location, but then they have access to stone suppliers, and so that's actually what we did. That was just a great process. Can't say enough good stuff about that. We understood the different properties of the different materials, even down to things like certain stones do need to be sealed, and different types of sealing that needs to be done to protect the stone. And so we learned details early on that was very important. That's how we knew we were dealing with real professionals. I was amazed at the technology. It was definitely not rulers and tapes and stuff like that. Basically high-tech, computer-driven. It took them probably maybe 45 minutes to measure everything in our kitchen, and then he was gone, and then within a day, maybe 2 days at the most, we had drawings for us to look at and confirm, and then we also looked at how the slabs would be cut, because we have some long countertop. That was well done, and we knew really pretty much everything that we were going to be getting. I think we asked some questions, but the actual layout of the previous countertop was good, and he matched that perfectly. But with the equipment he had, and explaining some things that we could do differently as far as layout if we wanted to, we decided to stay with the same configuration. But he was not just out to measure, he was represented the company really well. You guys were really ready before you needed to be as far as for the install, because we had to get some painting done and so forth, and so we wanted to get that done before the install. And so you guys were ready when we needed, when we were ready to go with it. Demo was an easy process. I was surprised at how clean things were, and they cleaned up after themselves really very well, but they demoed the old countertops in about 2 hours and carried out some heavy slabs. There were just 2 of them, but they did a great job. And then the install was just totally awesome. I think 5 or 6 guys came out. It's amazing how they position that in a truck that it doesn't get damaged, and then take it off the truck. And they were probably here 3 to 4 hours, because it's fairly complicated configuration, but just great install. Explained what they were doing, very patient with my questions, and the equipment and the materials they used was just totally awesome. So can't say enough good about that part of it, that's the key right there. I had no idea about the equipment that you guys use to cut these stones, and it's big, it's expensive, I'm sure, but it does an amazing, accurate job, so that there were no, when they came, it was like, well, we can't make that fit, or gonna have to beat on this. They just slid it right in. So the equipment and the measurement process is amazing throughout, and very happy with that. I think that when we saw it completed, it was just a wow moment. We still look at it and just say we can't believe that this is really our kitchen, because of such a change in it. I know it sounds a little maybe made up, but that's the truth. We still look at it and are very pleased. We felt like we were, this is going to sound a little corny, but in good hands all the way through. That, you know, no pressure, good listening on Upstate's part to discover what we need, and we didn't know totally what we needed, so their questions in the sales group helped us make the selection that we did. And really the whole process was like that. It was not rushed, so you knew that they were interested, not just another job, but you could tell, you know, from the very beginning to the very end. And that's a good thing, you know, whatever you're buying. Some people just go out and buy it, but we got supported very well throughout. Very happy with the process and the end result.